Okay, this video is about the reasons why people don't buy. I've got 8 of them here for you today, and not all of them apply to every single sale or to every single situation, but these are typically the reasons why people don't buy and the reasons that you don't make a sale. Well, I'm going to go into them in an overview now, and then in a later video I will expand on these, especially when it comes to objections and how to handle objections. The advantage of knowing why people don't buy will help you to plan and construct your sales process and sales script. And I think it's very important that you understand that there is a process and a sales script. Not that you, as I say, have to stick to it word for word, but to know the process inside out, back to front, will help you when it comes to making the sale. So as we move on through, I'm Andrew Smith. Today we're talking about the 8 reasons why people do not buy. The first one is they don't have money, or so they tell you there's no money. That is what they say. In very, very few circumstances is that actually the case. They wouldn't be talking to you if they didn't have the money. Over budget, they may well be well over budget. But that's not your fault. That is their fault. They're the ones who've spent over budget. What it means when they tell you they're over budget is they are prepared to spend and go over budget. You need to be able to back up your story so that they will proceed. Sometimes if there really isn't any budget, then you're never going to sell to them anyway. So you should have qualified that lead in the early stages. But when they say it's over budget, that means they are prepared to spend over budget. They've already done it with something else. So it's not your fault, but be aware that they will go ahead if you make the value big enough. The second one is no time. Now this one is generally down to the fact that they say, I don't have time, meaning they don't have time to utilize the product or service that you provide. And I think the way around it is to show how much time your product or service will save them in the longer term, the bigger picture. As I say, time doesn't affect all types of product, but when it does, products and services, if you are saving time for them, with education and a fast track to so-and-so, saving time is good because they get money at the end of the day, or they save money at the end of the day. Then we look at no need. They don't fully understand the need for it. Now, obviously, people don't need everything, but when you've targeted your market, they'll say, I don't really need it. It means that you've probably not pushed the concerns button on the buyer deep enough, i.e. the no need generally means that you have not identified in their minds for them clearly enough the need that they have. There may be a need that they've yet to be seen or pointed out, or they may not have fully grasped the cost of not proceeding, i.e. the cost of going without something, how it will affect them in the future, the cost of training, how it will limit them into the progress in the future. So these are the reason why. That I'll expand on that in a later video, but they've not fully identified the need. No urgency. Again, similar to need, but urgency is a reason why people don't buy, or lack of urgency. They don't see that there is an immediate case for proceeding. They see that I can leave that till later, 6 months, 9 months, a year down the line. You have to prove to them or demonstrate to the client the cost of delay. What is the cost of not proceeding? If you're looking to give them software that will help them grow their business, it means you need to identify them in financial terms, the loss of income or growth in income in the period of time until they've say that they've got the money to proceed. So the lack of urgency needs to be expressed in a way that they understand the cost of any possible delay. No trust. Now, trust, we all know people like to buy from people they know, like and trust. And trust is an element that they may see you, or you have not built up the credibility and the trust and demonstrated that in your service or in your conversations. Quick ways to improve the trust is to provide excellent value, give them lots of information, answer their questions, explain why it may or may not be suitable to them, and to explain why, to list the type of person that your product is not suitable for, in a way that they see that they are suitable for that product. But trust can also be garnered from testimonials. Testimonials are a great way of building trust, and these can be written testimonials, recorded testimonials from the telephone, recorded video testimonials, and face-to-face letters of recommendation. All help to build the trust. People don't buy because there's no rapport. You don't always get on with everybody, and you must never try to get on with everybody. I know it's something that we all like to be liked and loved, but getting to know someone, building a rapport, having a conversation, make them feel comfortable. Remember, the quickest way to do that is to get them to talk about themselves. So just 2 ears, twice as much listening as speaking, because you have one mouth. Easy to remember, but find something in common that you can talk about, whether it's the weather, whether it's their house. Ask them questions about their house, their environment, and or ask them to tell you what they do with their time. How do they like to spend their time? Now, they may talk about their business, they may talk about their social life. Either of those gives you a chance to find out more about them, and building the rapport is a great way of developing a sale. The next one is no decision maker. Salesmen all over the world have fallen into this mistake. I've done it myself. You can do a presentation to someone and you realize that they are not actually the one who makes the final decision. I've sold products to husband and wives, and when one or either partner turns up, you know that they're not necessarily, in few cases they are, but may not be the one who makes the final decision. It may be something they need to go away and talk about. So it's worthwhile clarifying at the beginning of a sale or sales process whether they are in a position to proceed. Is there anyone else involved in the decision-making process? This is typical in small businesses and in large organizations. Don't necessarily need to go into the full sales patter because they may not be the one who make the final decision. What you may need to consider is how you are presenting your materials and your sales process and your sales copy and the tools that you're providing to make it easier for the person inquiring to pass on the message in a comfortable way for them to pass it on to the decision maker. And of course, a great one to come back to, finish on, is they don't have no understanding of your products or service. We as salespeople know our products inside out, upside down, back to front. We also know the packages we've got. We know the options on the packages. We know the different pricing structures within the packages. We know so much more. We know about the competitors' packages. We know everything about our stuff, but it will confuse the buyer. How long has it taken for you to master all that information? How long have you studied the competition? How long is it since your new products and prices have come out? How long have you had to study and learn all of these? And you expect a buyer to understand that within a 10-minute call, 15-minute call, an hour's call? You must be joking. They will be totally confused. And that's just talking about the pricing structure. If we're talking about web design, if you start gabbling on about different computer languages, different ways of laying out, different types of web platform, you will totally confuse the client. If you're talking about photography and you're talking a bit more about lighting, you may be talking about exposure, you may be talking about backlighting. They're not really interested in that. You may be confusing them. Don't confuse the customer. Remember, that's why you've got to write a good sales process, write a good sales script, so that you can keep it simple for you to explain to someone who though is very interested in your product or service, may not have the technical skills. After all, you are the specialist, you are the professional. They are asking for your advice. To do that, you need to get to understand what they have, and then do not baffle them with science. So that's the 8. No trust, no rapport, no decision, no understanding, no money, no time, no need, no urgency. Bear those in mind when you're talking to your customers, and try to keep it as simple as possible. Those are typically the reasons why people don't buy. It doesn't mean to say they won't buy, it's why they don't buy. And you can overcome all of these by looking how you present and say what you say in your process. I'm Andy Smith. You can reach me at askandysmith.com, where there's some free resources for you. Email me at andy@askandysmith.com. If you're interested, I've set up a Facebook group. It's a warm and friendly chat about getting better quality clients, paying premium prices for your services. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to see more videos and to learn how to grow your business, grow the business that you deserve with the customers that you want, paying you a premium for your services. That's all for now. Speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.